I thought I would take a moment because I have a lot of different hats I do to show a little bit about them and explain why maybe I do the stitches that I do. So, a lot of the Five Nights at Freddy's, as you can see, I do big stitching. This is double crochet. So, that kind of helps me in a couple ways. Um, First of all, it makes it so there's a lot of stretch to the hat. And I'm showing you a couple hats. So this is Glam Rock Chica, El Chip, and I have a Spring Trap. Now, this is older version Spring Trap because of the coloring, making him look moldy. I haven't made a yellow one to more show what he was at first in the yellow bunny and all that. So right here I do a half double crochet. So this is if I make the ear flaps, or you want the ear flaps, I do a smaller stitch than what I do in the main part of the hat because it doesn't need to stretch, and that gives more coverage to the ear. Doing the double crochet allows not only the hat to stretch, you're still getting really good coverage so it'd still be warm, but say you're running around or you're using it as a Halloween costume. Sometimes Halloween's hot depending on where you're at. Sometimes it is cold. So it can breathe real well to let air come through if needed, but it will also keep you warm. And I do try to do a lot of details. So I like to, with the feathering here, I make it textured to give just that little added look. And as you can see, they can flip-flop around. They're just attached at the bottom in there. And even this hair tie, see, I can put my fingers in there. I only have it attached at the bottom just to give it some manipulability. It can move around. You can manipulate it because when these mail, they're in a poly mailer unless you order several, and then they'll be in a box. So, and sometimes they'll be folded. So this lets you pull them out and kind of move them around as you need to. And these are just lightly put on there, so again, you can move them around. And what's fun with her is I don't have that completely sewed down on purpose, because then, you know, it kind of adds a little something. You can do something there. If a customer asked me to sew it on just to secure it, but to leave it open for the teeth, I would do so. That also let me leave it open if I want to make lines for the teeth or something, I could. And then El Chip, he's the latest one. As you can see, his hat is secured, but it's secured right around the edge of the cone and then comes out so it sits on both his ears and stays on his ears. But this makes it so it can kind of get manipulated to get pushed up so you can see his eyebrows better, or you can press it down and kind of move it around where you need to, because while it's a sombrero, it's made out of crochet, so it doesn't like just stay up like a regular sombrero. You can kind of manipulate how it's sitting some by me leaving it not sewn all the way down against everything. I could, if a customer asked, sew it down more to kind of secure it more, but this also lets you kind of manipulate it after it arrives in the mail. I do put polyfill in. Sometimes I did it for his to kind of make him bug out, but as you can see, I don't always. And then for his, as you can see here, this is the older style of how I did the muzzles, and this is kind of the newer style that I'm doing to kind of give it more dimension. And I think it really added something since he's a beaver than leaving it flat like I did the others. But it's just a little extra something. All these have polyfill, and I use a polyfill that is hypoallergenic and uses recyclable materials to make it. So this also is polyfilled to help keep its shape. So extra squishy. I just thought I'd show that and explain kind of why some of my hats look like that. If you ever see the picture of my Eevee hat, it actually was done in half double, which will make it warmer, but that was to really kind of focus in because of how I was making the face, to give it a nice smooth canvas.